Hello and welcome to this Eventide synth demo with the brand new micro-pitch delay. Today I'm going to help you overcome static hi-hats. Now it can be pretty difficult to get a nice dynamic rhythmic texture, especially when using some drum machines and samplers. So we're going to take advantage of both delay lines to add some nuance and depth to our hi-hat track in the drum machine. And we're going to take advantage of MIDI over TRS and MIDI clock so that we can tempo sync our delays to the drum brute impact. To convert MIDI to TRS, today I'm using the Disaster Area Designs MIDI box. This is a great option if you need MIDI through, and if you have other pedals that respond to MIDI over TRS, like the Dot9 family and the Rose pedal. Let's get into it. So to start off, I'm going to program micro-pitch to receive MIDI over TRS and MIDI clock. So I'm going to enter system settings by powering on the pedal while holding down the active foot switch and the page down button. The top two LEDs on the ladder are going to light up, and now we're in system mode. And by the way, all this information is available from the quick reference guide that you get with your pedal. This is also available as a resource on our website from the micro-pitch page on the docs and downloads. So it tells us from here that if we want to have our expression pedal jack to receive MIDI from a MIDI box, to press the page down button until the fourth LED is lit. And now we want it to respond to MIDI clock, so I'm going to hit the active foot switch until all 5 LEDs light up. Now, to have those changes take effect, I'm going to simply power cycle micro-pitch. And now whenever I change the tempo on the drum brute impact, this will keep the tempo sync with our delays. So here's our basic groove. So just running a basic 16-step sequence, and this is our hi-hat track, so we're just using it on the off beats, and we're going to use the micro-pitch delay to spice things up. So everything is set neutral here, or 0 or noon where applicable. I'm going to start with mix at 50%, and to start dialing in our delays, I'm going to turn pitch mix all the way to A to isolate delay line A. I'm coming separate out from the hi-hat output on the back of the drum brute impact and into the micro-pitch stereo out from there. The rest of the drum brute impact is coming out mono from the mix output. So if I jump into second level control here, I can start to define the delay time for delay line A, and I want to make sure that I'm in tap tempo, which means that we're going to have our delay time in note durations with the MIDI clock. And I'm just going to play back and start turning this up. So we can start to add some of that nuance and depth by turning up the feedback, still in second level control here, and changing the tone if we feel like the initial hi-hat is a little bit too bright. We can darken this up a little bit with the tone knob. So let's program our second delay line. So I'm going to jump up to first level control, turn pitch mix all the way to B to isolate delay line B, and jump back into second level control so that I can adjust the delay time and repeat the process here. I like having this kind of like in a quarter note setting because you get this nice stacking effect where there's more emphasis when the hi-hat hits. And now if I jump up to first level control again, I can change pitch mix to noon, and we'll get an even mix of both delay lines in the left and right channels. And if I shift this left or right, then the stereo field will actually narrow as we get more of one delay line or another. So that's another way that we can kind of add some depth in here by making the delay lines different levels. So I'm going to shift a little bit towards B so we get more of that quarter note. And the eighth note one will be more in the background. And at this point, I might even change up the original groove and change the tempo now that we've got our initial setting. So let's add some open hi-hat here at the end and see what this sounds like. And let's just compare that without. Now let's add one more variation in here and take advantage of the pitch shifters. So in first level control here, I'm just going to increase the pitch A and B values. Each time that the delay feeds back, the pitch shifting will apply, so we can get some sort of pitch dives or pitch climbs depending on which delay you're using here. At more extreme settings, we're just going to use it a little more subtly here since we're not using high feedback. But you will get a variation in the pitch in our rhythmic texture here. So there you have it. Micropitch has a wide range of applications for synths and will certainly leave you well equipped to make percussive elements more interesting. That's going to do it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.